Hello, I am here to continue forward with the water sign collective read for the Happy New Year Witches series. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to dive into a little bit more of a breakdown of what's coming in over this next year for you all, but we're going to divide it up into seasons, okay? Starting with winter, where we're at right now, and just see how things are going to unfold for you all, so you can harmonize yourself with that energy and make best use of what's on offer. And I'm doing a little smoke cleansing today. It was interesting. I did a reading for Cancer yesterday with the full moon energy in Cancer, and it was a pretty wild read. So just right off the bat, if you haven't seen that reading, I suggest, if you're a Cancer, like, check it out, okay? You can find it under the Wildcard Holidays Reads playlist on the channel here on Broadcoven. But there definitely came through this message of a need for energy clearing, all right? Smoke cleansing, limpia, salt soaks, grounding your energy, connecting with earth energy, really shedding, all this energy from the past, all right? And I do believe that there's an element of that was just coming in with the Cancer full moon in general, just speaking to the overall collective, okay? Even beyond water signs, all right? But definitely this message is coming through really solid for Cancer. So this reading for the water signs and all of the different elemental signs in this series can apply for anybody who has strong placements in these signs in their chart. That would look like sun naturally, moon, rising, Venus, north node, okay? Or if you just have a lot of stuff loaded in that particular sign's house, you could find resonance with these messages. Just take what applies to you and leave the rest. We are reading for a really big collective here, okay? So not every message that comes through will necessarily be for you, but if you can tap into the energy of the overall themes, it can help you clue into what's going down. And I also went yesterday and I picked up some bay leaf. Oh, I just love bay leaf. And I ran out of bay leaf. Bay leaf is a wonderful way to clear energy, okay? Just really good for getting all the fuckery out of your atmosphere, okay? So I highly recommend this. It's great also for road opening. You can steep a tea with bay leaf, and you can use it as a wash for just cleansing out negative energy. Use it in mopping your floors, wiping down surfaces. Even use it to cleanse like your ritual items for those who are on the path and do workings. It's a good way to cleanse your ritual tools, and yourself as well. You can pour it into a bath, and or if you only have access to a shower, you can pour it over your head, and it can just like cleanse the negative energy away and invite in more positive vibrations. Bay leaf can also draw in abundance, okay? So it's very much a road opening kind of plant ally. It does cleanse away negativity, but it's also just really good for removing blockages so that, your manifestations can come through. It calls in that abundance. And I have some cinnamon incense lit here. Cinnamon is very sacred to the Orisha Oshun. And she's from the Yoruba tradition, okay? Africa diaspora tradition. I'm not initiated into any of those traditions, but I feel just such a deep like love and respect and appreciation for the Orishas, and I feel like a heart connection with Oshun's energy, and Oshun is the Orisha of the river and the sweet waters, you know. So here's this message coming in, you know, for all the water signs. You know, I really feel like it's so important for you all to really connect, you know, with your element right now. Just baths are such good medicine for you, or just spending time near bodies of water. In particular, I'm getting, if you can go to a river, you know, if you have any kind of like letting go, release kind of ritual work you need to do in your life, just to, you know, complete the circle with the past and really open yourself up to the new energy coming in. It would be wonderful to go and spend time at a river where it meets the source, you know, where it meets the ocean, if you have an opportunity to do that. Or even just any body of water, okay? Just so much wisdom in the flow there, right? And how to move around obstacles, how to move around challenges. But I just wanted to, you know, cleanse the energy with this bay leaf before we start this reading, just clearing out all the negativity. And she came in, you know, so I just want to pay respect to Oshun, you know, and call in that medicine of, you know, the sweet waters, the brooks, the streams, the rivers, you know, all those bodies of water that are Oshun's domain, and help us all connect with that flow. Anyone who's here to receive this read, even cross watchers, okay? Just how to move through life, how to move through the challenges, you know, with grace. And another thing that Oshun brings forward is the ability to appreciate, recognize beauty, to connect with that energy of love. You know, she's the sweet taste in life, and yet she's very powerful, very formidable. She is the only female creatrix in the Aromale. So that's pretty potent, you know, pretty potent. It's kind of said that, you know, without Yay, nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. And Ted, German Shepherd ally I have here, he just shook his head. Yes, you know, it's true. This is coming in for some reason. So, you know, if you aren't familiar with the Orishas and you're curious about what I'm saying, go ahead and look up Oshun, read about her. I think there's something there for you, because one aspect of Oshun is that, you know, she holds this idealized vision of love, right? Just this purity, this pure giving and receiving, this beautiful ebb and flow of love. And the reality causes her sadness because it never matches up to that ideal. You'll sometimes see images, particularly in Haitian traditions, where she comes in as more of Urzuli Freda energy. They share a similar energy signature, where she's being gifted all these beautiful, you know, material things, perfumes and, you know, sweets and flowers and baubles. And she has tears streaming down her face, and she's like, she has her hand held up in refusal, and she's turning away. And it's because it's not about those things. It's about the true beauty. It's about the true acts of love that come from this place of just absolute connection to source and understanding that that flow is just this beautiful, limitless supply, and it nurtures everything in existence. So I don't know, it's very interesting. I think there's something there for you water signs, and much respect to the Orishas. Ashe. I have been very fortunate in my life to have been able to do some work with Louisa Tish. She's taught me some things. She's taught me some Orisha dance, and I've been very blessed to sit with her and drink in her wisdom, and yay Tish, she's very much a priestess of Oshun, so I just love that energy and the richness of that tradition, and wanted to bring it forward, because it's wanting to come through. It wanted to be spoken to. And I'm kind of getting the hit here that there's somebody that's tuning into this reading that they don't know about their roots, their spiritual tradition roots. And it might be a very cathartic healing process for you to connect with, some of the Africa diaspora traditions, that in some way this will help you really connect more with your ancestors and for their energy to come through for you more clearer. And there's almost there's this really huge piece of reclaiming coming in. This of course is not for everybody, okay, because this is not everybody's ancestry, but this is coming in really strong, so I want to speak to it. All right, that there's this real reclaiming. Whoo. Oh, I really have sentience with this coming in, okay? There's this real reclaiming of power, that comes through your lineage. And you've been cut off from this source that's really meant to fill your cup and reawaken you to the power and the beauty and the richness of who you are, and the line of ancestry that you come from, and how important it is for you to drink in from the source of your spiritual roots, okay? So if this is speaking to you, please open up to the energy and explore, because it's wanting to come through for some reason, all right? We're going to dive into this reading, though, and bring in this energy for the water sign collective, and just begin with the winter season. We'll see how far we get. I might have to do a few installments of this, but it's okay. I really wanted to take my time with this reading for each of the elemental signs, just to really help give us some solid information moving forward into this new year, into this new cycle, because there's been so much upheaval, right? And it's really about us all finding a way forward. And so I don't mind it taking time. I think this is going to be installment 18 in this series, okay? And I am going to finish it up with a specific, guidance, like a theme, an overarching theme for the year for each individual sign as well. So I'm going really in depth with this reading. I just kind of felt pulled to bring in that kind of, guidance and support for everybody. So this is for the water sign collective: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, for winter season 2022. Spirit, Let the messages come through clear, unobstructed. Purify me so none of my personal biases get in the way, and the message can be received as it's meant to be heard by those who are tuning in for this reading. Okay, first thing we have on the board here is the Queen of Swords energy. Queen of Swords is associated with the sign of Libra, okay, predominantly, but it can represent any air sign. So we're also looking at Gemini and Aquarius energy with that. Queen of Swords can also represent a woman who has been hurt, okay? This is a court card, okay? So the court cards always come in to describe, a particular type of person. I will call out the signs, but do remember not to get so attached to the signs because, you don't know everybody's natal chart, okay? And though they might not be an air sign, sun sign, they could have that, aspected in their chart somewhere. You're not going to know that about everybody you're interacting with, okay? So try not to get too attached to that, but it's just to help you kind of tune into an energy, all right? And anybody can embody these energies. Likewise, a Queen of Swords can represent a masculine, who is more up in their feels and feeling kind of wounded and more in their sensitivity, okay? So take in the messages as they come in, as they hit for you, as they resonate for you. I also want to help support you in receiving the messages that come in. It's important to listen to how your intuition is receiving the message, all right? Really clue into that. That's the best way you can tap into these like collective reads, okay? And understand how it applies to you. But we have this Queen of Swords energy come in. So, it could be that you're dealing with an air sign. You might have a particular hope around this person. Maybe there's been some hurt with this person. Maybe you're in a place of separation with this individual and you're hoping for a renewal, a coming together. This could very well be an Aquarius, okay, because the star represents the sign of Aquarius, okay? Or you might be doing some kind of work with an Aquarius in the winter season. Something might be coming through, some kind of project that is sort of inspiring, and maybe healing is a focus of this project. I'm kind of getting that right now because with Queen of Swords energy, often we're looking as well at kind of self-protective energy. I think this is true because we got the Hermit energy coming in here as well. This is associated with Virgo energy, all right? So there shows kind of like there's been this turning within and sort of protecting the energy. And I think maybe this is how you're seeing this Queen of Swords that you're dealing with, that they've kind of sequestered themselves a bit. They pulled their energy back and they're being more internal, and that there is some hope there. You're wanting to see some kind of healing in this matter. I really get that strongly. I also get the hit that this could be a project as well that has to do with healing, could incorporate an Aquarius, might be involved in this, and also potentially a Virgo, but that there's like some kind of spiritual healing aspect to this particular project. I want to get some more information on this and just see what other clarifiers we can have. Let this picture develop a little bit more. I am getting a hit that there's something creative involved in this. If it's not a particular individual you're dealing with, I think it's a creative project you're involved in, that it's something you feel very immersed in. It sort of has your whole focus of attention. And maybe people are kind of feeling like you're sort of MIA, you're not really on the scene, but you're just really in your process, super vibing with it and enjoying it. I do think that for a lot of people, though, we are looking at this being sort of a source of healing, something that helps to bring sort of healing and peace to your heart after a difficult time, because we see that there's been a passing through of this very disillusioning energy. There's been a tower in your life. Something came down, something that you really believed in and were invested in. You experienced a very disillusioning moment there, okay, with this moon energy. Now, we got two different water signs represented by these cards here. We got Scorpio and we got Pisces with the moon, okay? So this could be speaking to you as well. Now, when we're looking at the moon energy, beyond just the disillusioning aspects, the moon illuminates what's in the dark, okay? So it's like sometimes when you finally get the lay of the land, like what's been immersed, what's been in the shadow, what's been happening behind the scenes, it can be a very disruptive experience, okay? That is one aspect of the moon. But one thing that's always kind of bugged me, and we were just talking about the Cancer full moon. We just had that full moon. So I do believe this is also coming in with that. Like, I think that full moon illuminated some things, maybe gave you a new view of certain situations. Towers can also be awakeners, okay? But one thing that's always bugged me about the moon energy and always getting this like negative rap is that the moon is also about intuition, okay? And that doesn't have to be a negative thing. We see here that there's this Six of Pentacles energy that came in with it, okay? So this is like a helpful, supportive energy. So I'm really going with this picture here of, I think that there has been some disruptive experiences in your life, water signs. I think in particular, Cancer, with your full moon energy that came in and the read I got yesterday, I think definitely you've been rocking and rolling quite a bit, especially in terms of, needing to create closure with your past. But I also see a lot of this energy coming through for Scorpio, and now we have Pisces making an appearance, okay? But Pisces is sort of making an appearance with this like intuitive element here, all right? So I feel like there's this piece with Pisces where you're really transmuting like all these energies of the past that were like these lower vibrational energies, and you're alchemizing it through the vehicle of creativity, okay? And I do see that there's this like project that you're really immersed in. It's kind of feeding this place inside of you that has been a little shut down for a while. You're just now starting to really like open up to the flow of it again. And it's bringing you a lot of hope and a lot of inspiration. And I do feel that there is a project there. I'm getting it really strong, mostly with Pisces, okay, in this regard. And I believe also, Pisces, that, part of your work in this project is to take these really kind of broad, expansive kind of energies, and you're going to root them, through this like earth element. You're bringing this kind of higher vibrational energy down, and you're rooting it, and it creates this manifestation in your life. It's all through this creative project, all right? And the manifestation it brings is this like support for that work you're doing, this creative work you're doing in a tangible financial way. So I see this really coming in for you during this winter season. And then in terms for, the other water signs, I really think that you're in a period where you're recovering, you're recovering from some disillusioning experiences this winter. You're taking this opportunity to tune within more, to really feel feel out where you're at, lean into, you know, how things went down, and doing the emotional cleansing you need to do so you can kind of soften up some of this protective energy you have around you, and move back into a place where you can have hope for your future again, that you can trust in the sort of higher workings of good, that like sometimes we go through these really bitter experiences, okay, but if we let those experiences rule over us, you know, we lose connection to you know, what wants to come in here, you know, and there's a lot of this pouring the energy out, and maybe you feel like you poured so much of yourself into whatever it was that, you know, came to a screeching halt. You know, I feel like there was this real like awakening moment where you realized you invested your energy in something that really didn't grow into what you thought it would be, and you had a lot of hope there. It was very disappointing when it all kind of, you know, came out in the wash for you and you got to see what was really there. But sometimes our hopes can blind us. You know, there's this necessity of bringing in that wisdom of the moon energy, right? You know, don't lose touch with your intuition and the way it guides you, to be aware of your situation. You know, you can't just always assume, you know, that everything is all, you know, on the up and up if you got your alarm bells ringing off internally. Like, and I don't know what stories you've told yourself about that. Maybe you've been telling yourself, well, I'm just feeling uncomfortable in this situation because I went through stuff in the past and this is my trauma informing me. And yeah, that's always part of the picture, but you know, that kind of pisses me off when people put it on that, because yeah, you may have been through trauma before, and we never want to project our trauma onto other people, okay? We have to be able to be present. But you know, if it walks like a duck, if it sounds like a duck, if it looks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, okay? And you better duck, because you'll get hit with something hard. And maybe your trauma is informing you by saying, hey, we've fucking been here before. We know what this looks like. And we don't need to go down this road again. So don't disregard, you know, your feelings and situations. And I feel like you also may have been dealing with an individual where they were very convincing, and you kind of bought into what they told you was going on in this situation, but in your gut, you knew it wasn't true, okay? And this is a big lesson for you, to not disregard your intuition. You know, to listen to your own inner voice when it's warning you that something is not true. Because that's when we run into towers in life. That's when the rug does get pulled out from under us and it destabilizes us. I do think that it's beneficial for you right now. You know, those of you who have gone through this disillusioning type of experience, to give yourself that space alone, to not be afraid, you know, to look into those darker places, you know, the unswept corners of your mind where you've kind of filed, you know, this, we're not going to look at this again stuff. And really do an emotional clearing out, clear out the cobwebs, and, you know, take some purification baths. And it's really simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. You can take 2 cups of Epsom salt, 2 cups of baking soda, and just really clear out your energy body. Just clear your space. you know, from any hitchhiking energies that you still, you know, got clinging to you. And certainly if you've gone through, you know, a disruption in your life, an emotional disruption, and I think you have, you know, I think there's been, you know, a blow to your heart with this Queen of Swords energy, okay? You want to clear out the residual effects of that so you can really, you know, shine a light on your way forward from this time spent alone doing this deep healing work. But with that star card showing up, you know, hope will return again. So, you know, sometimes we need to clear out the dead wood. So, what really will grow and flourish in our life has a place to root. All right. There is help on the way. And do, you know, turn to people who love you and support you and have proven themselves to be true, all right? Because you do have a circle of support around you. You are not alone. And we will move into the next season with the next reading. That was for winter. Okay, water signs.